Alright, welcome back to the SciMax channel. Today we're going to do another video on using Model Context Protocol Servers, MCP, to connect litdb to Claude Desktop. Claude Desktop is the app that Anthropic makes for interacting with Claude. You might recognize the little icon here. And I'm going to show you what we can do in using Claude as the front end for litdb today, at least in a limited sense. So the Model Context Protocol servers are a little app that you install, and it provides tools for Claude. And we have three tools in the current MCP server. One that does a vector search of your litdb and then provides that as context to Claude, and another that can search OpenAlex. So this is, again, it's like a proof of concept idea to see if it's helpful or useful or what we can do with it. I don't have any tools for adding things to your litdb. It wouldn't be hard to add it, but we don't have it. Okay, so let's look at what kinds of things we can do and see what the differences are. So first, let's say I have my litdb and I just want to do a vector search, and I'll do alloy segregation. This is going to embed that query in an embedding space and then do a vector search on litdb. And it should give me like a handful, I forget if it's 3 or 5. It gives me 3 references with the scores and some information that's kind of helpful. So what we're going to do next is use the litdb about command, and that's just to find out where our database is. It turns out the MCP servers they seem to run in some kind of like sandbox that doesn't have access to your normal environment, and so we need the path to our libsql that we're going to use. And then we have a litdb mcp command, and I'm going to install and give it the path to the database that I want Claude to be able to use. And this just adds a server to the this Claude Desktop config JSON file. I find this easier to do than modifying it. And unlike the Claude Lite, here we have to add some environment variables so that we know where our litdb is, and we need this litdb root for some things in litdb. And that doesn't exist wherever the desktop runs, and so we have to provide it here. Okay, now we just launch Claude, and it comes up here. And you might have noticed here this 2 changed to a 5, so now we have 5 MCP tools available. If you click on it, I have the Claude Lite one that I did a video on the other day, and then we have this one about litdb, an OpenAlex tool, and an RGB tool, and then the vsearch tool. So the RGB is from Claude Lite, and vsearch is from litdb. Okay, so now I can do things like, ask Claude to tell me about litdb. And it does some work behind the scenes, and you see this pop-up window that says, do we want to allow this? And so I'm going to say yes. I wrote it, and now it's retrieving some information, and it says it has these tools, and it even can tell me where it is stored. Now I can say search my litdb for articles on alloy segregation. And this is going to have another pop-up because now we're going to run vsearch. Let's see what happens here. And these are the arguments: alloy segregation n equals 5. And now it's running that search for me, and it will give me a nice output here in a moment. So those were the results, and it gives me here it looks like it's going to do more of a summary, some things like this. And one thing I don't like about this, like out of the box, is these are not that helpful, because what am I supposed to do with this information? Like maybe Google it or something. So it's a good idea to remember to include links to each reference. And so now this is more like something that I would find useful. You can click on one of these links and maybe open link, and now it's going to go to that particular one. The other thing I can do is ask it to search OpenAlex for articles on alloy segregation. And we should get another pop-up because now we're going to use a new command, the OpenAlex one. It's a little annoying. You have to do this the first time, at least in each session. But now it is showing some results, and these are things that it searched for, and it gives you information about the number of citations, and sometimes you never know what you're going to get actually. And I should have also said include. Let's include the OpenAlex URLs for those. And so now this will go to, I can click on one of these, and this will take me to the OpenAlex page for those. So that's really the gist of the idea. You can try some, let's try some maybe more specific. Find 10 articles in my litdb about alloy segregation. Include the URLs to each reference. Now this should call n equals 10, which it does. And so it should retrieve 10 results. And so that looks good. And it gives you some information. And now, I think I tried this before, find 4 more articles. And let's see how well this does. So here you see some things kind of break down. It uses n equals 6, which I'm not sure why it does that. So it's clearly not perfect, and there's maybe not even anything I can do about it. Although interestingly, it used n equals 6, but it actually only outputs 4. There's not a lot you can do to get under the hood to see how this works. Luckily, there's not like a huge consequence here of 4 or 6. It's more annoying and makes you wonder like what's actually happening. But since we have links, we can actually click on these and make sure that it goes to the right place. So that said grain boundary segregation, and that is the paper that we're referencing here. And you can confirm all of this information easy enough. And so this is a little different and maybe more specific than just asking Claude for this information, because Claude might make up this information or not have access to it at all if it's not easily found on the internet. The other thing that is nice about this is especially with the OpenAlex search, you get a search of a specific scientific literature database, and those results come sorted. I think the default is they sort by the most highly cited. And so it's not just like a regular web search where you have no idea what order the results come in and no easy way to change that. Here we have the opportunities to get very specific search results. Okay, so that's basically it. There is a way you can uninstall this, litdb mcp uninstall, and that will remove the MCP server from here. You do have to restart Claude, so If I quit it and then restart it, now we only have the 2 tools available that are left over from my Claude Light video the other day. And there doesn't seem to be a way to do that more dynamically, where you could say, like, click a couple of servers that you want and use it for, say, one session. So the user interface, the user experience leaves a little bit to be desired at this point. But otherwise, this is another kind of idea of how to leverage a large language model with the litdb through this MCP server. And there's probably some other interesting things that might be possible. It would allow you to interact with the local files that are in there, and anything else that that the vSearch can find. Okay, that's it. You need the latest kind of cutting edge version of litdb from GitHub for this. Eventually there will be a pip install version, but it's sort of so experimental, I haven't decided if it needs to be there or not. So try it out and let me know if you think other features would be super interesting. Thanks. See you next time.